Good evening, everybody. We're on here another Tuesday on the Poetry Corner. Thank you for joining us tonight. Tonight we have these beautiful poets on here. They're about to let y'all know what it is and what is not. So we're gonna get this party started off right. I'll pass it off to my co-host Valerie Lorraine and get the engine working.
Welcome, everybody. It's so great to have you tonight. We have some very exciting guests, a great show planned for you. We are here at the Poetry Corner on YouTube, so please do like and subscribe to our page and hit that notification bell so that you can get notified of all future shows. We are welcoming back the pretty provocative poet, Sister Testa Monet, and Nicole Brookins. So, without any interruption for poetry, we're going to start right off with the pretty provocative poet. I'm going to get you to introduce yourself to everyone and then jump right into your poem.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I am the pretty provocative poet. I'm a spoken word artist from Toronto, Canada. I love writing. I'm passionate about poetry. And we're just going to jump into this first piece called PlayStation. The way a boy catches a baseball is the exact same way he falls in love. Fast, smashed, laugh, but ask how love fits him like a glove. Well, it be hell catching passion and feelings from above. They say a man will play football in the dark, the exact same way he plays with a woman's heart, dangerously. Until humbled by the fumble of dropping a love he once cherished, I heard tennis is scored by who's in love more, and doesn't stop until someone comes out on top. Love is served hot and just. Two individuals in lust, avoiding the net of trust, listening to voices on the sideline that terribly judge. They say love plays out faster than a track meet. And most lovers are not trained athletes, unprepared and unaware of what love can be. The Olympics shows us that love is commitment, blood, sweat, and tears, sometimes years shared by souls so different. See, love is a workout. Too many either burn out or stay inactive, passive, once the days of they're so attractive passes. See, love ain't magic. It's synchronized swimming, thinking about you linking perfect to your partner's rhythm and giving them space to come up for air and breathe. Indeed, that is love. But love can be a game of hockey played loose, a game in which there's ice cold fights we call domestic abuse. How many times will we choose to watch the same game playing and not change the channel? Damn you. Probably never realized sports was so similar to love. Yep, there's just some sports I'll never be a fan of.
Fantastic. Okay, so now
Hey, bro.
you need to let us know more about you because I happen to know, as a fan of your poetry, that you have some books out there and a few other little goodies.
Yeah, so I have 3 books on Amazon that you guys can check out. First one's called Black Men Cry Poetry. The second one is Blue Hearts and White Lies. And the third one is a vulnerable write called The Art of Letting Go. And I have two albums as well on all digital platforms, poetry albums. So if you're into poetry and music, I put them all together because I play a bunch of instruments. And yeah, that's what I got going on.
Fantastic.
Peace. That's what's up.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, all right. Well, now we're going to move on to Sister Testimony and ask you to introduce yourself to everyone.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Sister Testimony. I am currently working on expanding my social media, but right now I'm under books photography. I am a photographer, and this is another love that I have for the arts, which is poetry. Tonight I'm going to read a piece uh, called "Menu of Unhealthy Relationship." I refused to shed tears, yet I'm motivated to shed pounds from the weight of relationships that could never relate to someone such as myself, especially when I was given so much of my wealth, not monetarily, but wholeheartedly, of my time and energy. So, with this logic, I've decided to shed the pounds of unhealthy relationships. Yes, stress does add weight. Therefore, I continue to demonstrate how cutting people off with my open gates. For those who know what true friendship is and knows how to reciprocate, as I push myself away from this table, I reject what you try to serve me, which is unhealthy. I stand today with a new frame of mind and appetite. You think I sit at a table and break bread with you? I rather reserve a table for two and sit by myself. You remember, you only call me when you want something. I'm not your waitress. I'm not your waiter. You can get it yourself. I tell you again, I'm trying to serve me and not you because you're bad for my health.
Great
Okay.
piece. Wonderful self-reflection. Excellent. Thank you so much for that. We're going to move over to Nicole. Welcome. It's excellent to have you here.
Thank you. Hello, hello, everyone. It's been a minute. So, just a little bit about me. You can find me on Facebook as well as Clubhouse, and I do have a YouTube channel under Nicole R. Brookins. On Instagram, you can find me under Clemson Poodle 97. But I'm gonna get into this one, and this is untitled. So let's see. I wish I was that person who writes a poem at the drop of a dime, because unfortunately, writing poetry is more than just making things rhyme. That's why I appreciate those who compose almost every day, while I'm stuck like Denise in the episode of The Cosby Show with Stevie saying, I, I don't know what to say. So, being somewhat of a perfectionist with my craft, although I don't curse, I must say that I surely don't half-ass. At one time, I used to keep my work just for self, but then I decided to share. And after being embraced and getting much love, I figured I would be selfish not to introduce myself and make others aware. I know it might sound crazy that I haven't read works of many poets who are well known, but I guess I never wanted to imitate another. I needed my style to be mine and mine alone. But I guess excuse me, when I write, I carefully think out my approach, words used as well as my flow. I try to gift you with a little piece of me as if it were a well stored away cargo. And no, you might not hear anything revolutionary, political, or even sexually explicit. I tend to stay in my lane of comfortability, but I can if I wanted to, so don't get it twisted. So, if one or two of my poems should tickle your ear, I will put another notch on the slate, and I will definitely beam with joy and pride when I hear you say, yo, that Nicole Brookins is great. In peace. Thank you.
That was great.
All right.
Thank you so much.
That's what's up.
Great
That's what's
poem.
up.
Great poem.
Thank you.
Welcome, Kate. It's great to have you with us.
Hi. Sorry for the delay.
Oh, we're just so happy that you could make it on and right in time.
I am too. Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. Introduce yourself to everyone. Let them know where they can find you on social media, and then go ahead and jump right into your first piece.
Sure. I'm Kate O'Shea. You can find me at Instagram, and it's Kate CAIT and period dot Marie dot O. That's really all I have going for me right now. So yeah, that's I've been writing forever and ever, and I'm so happy to be here and have this support. So thank you, all of you.
Thank you. We're excited for your piece. Well, Kate's looking for that. I'm going to let everybody know that we have a Facebook page. So please do join the Poetry Corner on Facebook. If you're a poetry lover, you are going to be so excited to see the diverse group of poets who post on there. If you are a poet, you are welcome to just join the group. All you have to do is tap join. There's no extras about that. And from there, you can go ahead and post if you have your poetry, if you have a book, if you have events coming up, and we would absolutely love to see you join that forum. Again, that's the Poetry Corner on Facebook. Kate, when you're ready, the floor is yours.
All right. So this is a small piece. I just wrote it a couple of days ago. It doesn't even really have a title yet, but here we go. I wanted to know what it felt like to escape the hurt that I saw all around. I wanted to hear nothing, feel nothing, know what it was like to be blissfully fearless, blissfully ignorant, calm and content, and just kind of dumb for a minute. Little did I know that desire meant that I was the most discontent. When one feels like fleeing themselves, that's usually the time that they should stay. They look for disappearance, but they can't find it because whatever it is they're trying to flee is right here, within themselves, within their chest, within their beating heart. It's not easy to look within, but it's necessary. And in time, you will understand that.
Fantastic.
All right.
Those pieces of self-reflection from poets are absolutely incredibly inspiring to us all. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
I am Valerie Lorraine. You can find me on Instagram at Valerie Lorraine _poetic author. You will find my book, Falling, on Amazon. And you can absolutely keep an eye out for me. I have another book coming out very shortly called My Life Untitled. So I'm very excited about that. And if you follow my page, you'll see a lot of my poetry. And you will also have an opportunity to find out more about my books. Talking about books, I'm going to see if we can get King to come forward now and share one of his poems for us and tell us about his many books that he has.
So everybody, for those that don't know, I'm King Atterbury, author, published author, host, poet, and around about other things. I've just placed out 20 books of poetry on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and probably other places I don't know about, but that's here or there. We could just and I can be contacted on as King Atterbury Inc. on Instagram. But when they hear about me, we hear about this poetry and whatnot. So I'm gonna let the proceedings proceed. Thank you for the mic. This piece I titled "Before I Was." Sometimes I have to speak but release the truth to self enter realms outside the natural path, laying up inside the lies of others' colorful illusion. Somewhere heard they justify bad action of what really happened is just killing my eyes. One day I will deliver what's expected, but for now I stand on grounds that's unsteady, but I'm ready and I'm always stable, handling the workload. Why should I denounce a presence that's been a build upon the culture holding hands of thought? Moving as my shadow, had a voice to speak, challenged me, hit my ear with all that's been encountered. For my past life, the sacrifice couldn't be a mystery. Living free, high degrees, watch that brother Cuddy turn to King Atterbury. Mm. Hang my crown up in my room. Once upon a time, I was a courageous rapper overtaking whack new jacks until I found love for the craft, heard the street speakers, got involved, community leaders, movement breathers fighting against the disbelievers. Mm. So to love again without the spin starts as friends with an intent of finding someone special, Non-commercial words of hate can hurt you. Turn your smile into a frown and using sounds that are prolific, absorbed in silence on some of the grounds. King.
Thank you for that. For a minute there, I thought you were going to give up the mic without giving us a poem, and I wasn't going to let that happen.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much. King Atterbury has more than 20 books. Last time I quoted him, I was under, because I guess he had just published a few more. So keep your eye on his page so that you can find out all about his books. And if you like his poetry style, then you're going to want to get at least a couple of them, if not eventually all of them. Make room on, you need a whole shelf for him though. We're up to what, 20 what? 3?
No, it's actually 20. I have 3 coming out real soon.
3 coming out real soon. Okay, see, I was on top of it this time. I knew about 3 coming out. All right. Well, congratulations. Pretty provocative poet. I'm going to hand the mic over to you, please.
All right. So for this second piece, we're going to examine what makes a man. Mm-hmm. What makes a man blessed? Is it his intellect? Is it his strength, his power, his rep? Is it the amount of women with which he connects and has sex? Wait, is it taking a woman beautiful like you on a few fancy dates? Do you consider it a punctual man never being late? Is it his muscles and weight? Is it his melanin, his shape, his face? What makes a man great? Is it never making mistakes? Does his ethnic race dictate the level of perfection? Wait, what makes a man grand? Is it the way he dominates and commands? Is it the type of car he drives? And is it his acres and land? Who among us understands what makes a man perfect? Is it his confidence? Is it him deep within never being nervous? Is it his acts of service? Is it because he goes to church and worships a God he was made in the image of? What makes a man someone to love? Is it his innocence? Is it his level of thug? Is it how much he can drink or how high he gets off drugs? What to you makes a man manly? Is it baggy jeans, 3-piece suits? Or is it simply his muscles looking like eye candy to you? What makes a man a man? And who gets to determine or has the right to say, this is what a man is anyway? See, it's really hard to be a man these days, and a man could be a peasant, or a man could be a king. But either way, he is still a man. And either way, he is still everything.
Whoosh. That was amazing.
All right, bro. That's what's up.
Phenomenal wordplay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to hand the mic over to Sister.
All right. Good evening. Good evening. This one is called As the Potter Wheel Turns. I won't let anything separate me from you. For if I do, I know that I didn't do what I was supposed to. Help me to overcome. God, I truly need you, and I want your will to be done. I'm nothing without the sun. Once I've given up on you, that's where my lack of faith has begun. Lord, I really want to make it through. I know the things that I must do, yet I feel like I'm falling short of a few things or two. So I'm constantly coming to the potter's wheel, trying to be structured as perfectly as I can, yet something about me isn't quite settling right within. Feeling empty and hollow, cracked and ugly, worthless and dirty, yet I stay on the wheel, not knowing your will. Feeling his strength, smoothing out my imperfections, adjusting all of my wrongs and making all the corrections. Feeling his power endowing my clay, yet on the potter's wheel I choose to stay. Feeling indecisive and complacent, feeling like I just might make it. I stay on the wheel and my soul begins to heal, yet feeling like I might make it through the fire. So I start screaming, Satan, you're a liar? Yet I stay on the wheel and Satan starts to make a deal. Getting through the tough skin to make it through that fire furnace of adversity. Praying for God's grace and mercy. God, this process seems like it's going to be a little long and tough. Oh, my faith is shaken. Yet, while I stay on that wheel, my maker is encouraging me. He says, stay strong. It's going to be rough. You may not feel like going through this stuff, but believe me, I'll get you through. All you have to do is have no fear in man and place everything in my hand.
All right, Mom.
Wonderful. Great wordplay.
Yes.
We are going to continue on. We have lots more show to go and lots more poetry. Do hope that you're enjoying the show. This is a reminder to like and subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so that you get notified of all the shows. This is not the only show that this channel produces, so please make sure that you again, hit that notification bell so that you get notified. There's several shows this Thursday. There is another show that I'm sure that you'd be interested in if you're enjoying the poetry. We are coming over to Nicole, get you to give us your second piece.
All right. And I totally forgot earlier. I am, and happy National Authors Day to the authors. And I'm one of those now. This is my book, Pieces of Me. So I'm real excited. So it's a number of poems included in there. And I actually threw in a short story too. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. This is actually, thank you. This is actually one out of the book. And it's I think an oldie but goodie kind of thing. And I call this Gambling Heart. Gambling Heart. First things first, let me put all the cards onto the table. I must confess to you what thoughts encompass my mind. Although I'm a little hesitant of the way you could respond, it's necessary that I continue. Because I consider the various moments shared, and I come to realize that I don't want them to end. No, I do not covet all of your time. However, I do wish that you could offer a small fragment of it without a request. There is no way to explain how I feel when you're around, or how you always seem to create a smile on my face as well as my heart. Sometimes I sense that I'm somewhat selfish though, because when you are near, I'd rather not see you depart from me. But I understand when you pull away and are cautious of being with me. I suppose it's because some of your past relationships let you down. Just realize that I'm not here to hurt or crush you. I only hope to enhance your life by being there when you might need an attentive listener, or maybe a shoulder or a body to lean on. I desire to touch your deepest feelings and cast rays of light over all the darkness you have ever felt. So, permit me to stroke your intellect, soothe your physical needs, and cradle your emotions as if they were mine. In effort to heal any ache that has been placed on your heart before, let me take on the role as your physician. I could prescribe the medicine for your cure. Allow me to be your masseuse so I can massage away the previous pain. Wait, I must pause to acknowledge that I may be a little forward by sharing my sentiments. If I am, please forgive me and accept my most sincere and profound apology. In the event that you do not feel as I do, take note that I do not retreat or give up so easily. Knowing this, make sure that your escape route is thought out carefully, and be warned, because I intend to form a blockade and put you under siege, at least until you surrender your heart to me.
So many beautiful
Nicole.
lines.
Thank you.
And that is out of your new book?
Yes, and it can be, you can get it directly from me or Amazon.com, Barnes and Noble. But if you get it from me, you get a personalized autographed copy.
That is just for free, folks, and that is worth gold. There are a lot of us in the community who can say that we have signed authored copies of books, but there's not many people outside of the community of poets and authors that can. So if you're looking for gifts, upcoming Christmas is coming, make sure that you hit up these poets and some of the other ones who have appeared previously and will appear in the future shows, and see if you can get a book from them. Signed authored copies is a beautiful gift. Thank you, Nicole. Kate.
Yay.
Ready?
Yes, I am.
Awesome.
All right, this piece is called Time Cooked. In an attempt to control and harness the power and elements far greater than myself, I dissected and dismantled my alarm clock gently, placing each piece aside and noting personally the function and purpose of every single one of them and how they went together, their size, their weight, their ability to manipulate my idea of who, what, where, why, and what I am. I reassembled them perfectly on a plate like art, waiting to be seen like the most expensive deconstructed dish and the delicacy that I know that I can't afford. In an attempt to embody and understand the power of day turning to night and the thing that keeps moving, but we know can also stand still and stop as well. I ate my alarm clock. I ate my time. And I only got this bellyache. Thank you.
Great piece.
Nice.
That was a great ending. Wonderful.
Indeed.
All right, we're going to keep going. We have more time and more poetry. The one thing that you can ask any poet to do is come up with more poetry, and they will answer. PPP, can we hand this back to you?
Sure. All right. This piece is called A Season of Me. I am competent, confidence, conquering consonants, Canadian, conjuring compliments, cross continents, call me. A crazy constant who chronicles content carefully, searching for the right cougar to care for me. I'm comical. I hate cops and constables. Cool poets comparing me to who? Tell me who's really comparable. See, I'm like a mix of Nas, Oscar Brown Jr., and Common too. I laugh at the impossible, because that's what God would do. I hate the hospital. Diabetes, the only obstacle I haven't hurdled yet. Guess it's genetic. Achingly poetic me, a track star athletic, running from relationships long distance made up more than cosmetics. What's wrong with me? Crazy in love, more than a song to me. Come along with me as I journey pain like it's gorgeous geography. Women, I don't know how to love you. I don't know how to keep you. I may know how to trust you, but I do know how to leave you. Guess it all started when my father left me evil. I wasn't taught how to treat you. Sure, I do know how to eat you, but this ain't that kind of poem, and I'm not that kind of man to tell my secrets. They're buried beneath the deepest parts of my mental recess. See, I don't keep it in my heart, because then I'd have to feel it, and then I'd have feelings. And which man really wants or needs them? We rather distract ourselves from seeing ourselves, so sometimes when I read back my journal through poetry, I get teary-eyed because I'm often not sure about the man I'm supposed to be. But one thing's for sure, I'm intriguing, succeeding, and butterfly-like free. See, today, I'm just in a season of me.
That
Sounds
was
like a great
Hey,
season.
Thank you.
yeah, that had me a little tongue tied. I was like, oh my god.
Oh,
Now, those are some great
That was
reactions.
peace, bro.
yeah,
Definitely.
that
That
was
was peace.
hella awesome.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Sister Testimony, we're going to come right back to you.
Man, I'm ready to give the king because that was a little too much for me.
Yeah.
All right.
We all do our own thing.
Man, didn't he do that thing though? Sheesh. Go ahead, man.
I'm gonna
right.
now on.
This one is called spiritual defiance. What one may deem as unnecessary and pointless, my God encouraged me and said, "You got this. Yeah, I know you're shaking in your boots and you want to try different routes. Just hold my hand and on my word, just stand. I give you power, so use it. Don't just sit there in fear and ignore it as if you don't care. Get up, shake yourself. Put on your armor and go forth, my child." Yet I sit back, and in my sorrows I drown. Here he comes again. Stop stressing. I have a blessing for you, but you go and do what you want to do. Yet I have to fall to my knees, begging and pleading. But there must be a better way. Maybe someone else who was stronger can go this way. It's not for me. He takes my hand and lifts my head, looks me in the eyes and says, "Through your tears and your fears, you're more than a conqueror. In your weakest hour, that's when I'll deliver power. I'll let my spirit fall on you, and Satan, he'll be devoured. But you must go. Go to it. Get through it and testify of it. Don't lack faith. This is what I set before you. Now go. Take care of what I told you to do." You'll look back. I'm sorry. I look back into his eyes and try to speak and ask him when. And he says, "Don't worry. It'll be here before you can blink."
That's all right.
Lovely.
I know that's right.
Thank you so much. Nicole, we're going to come straight back to you.
Wow, this seems like it's going quick. All right. So this one is untitled. Kind of fresh, actually. All right, here we go. You posed the question, where have I been? And my answer is that I've been right here waiting for you. I cannot say that I've been patient because that would be a lie. I winded up wasting senseless time entertaining men pretending to be the king you are. Later finding out that they were not even close to your caliber and of a totally different hierarchy. Never piquing my interest as you have with only one brief call, you sparked the end of the wick that lit fire to the excitement I had buried away in apprehension of a letdown. You widened my eyes even more to the possibilities of what is to come, broadened my smile to where my cheeks are redder and more pronounced. You keep me in anticipation of the next conversation, the next unwritten poem you will recite about me to me. You got me thinking about who will say I love you first, or just imagining waking up beside you. There is something about you that has me open already, but I'm cool with it. I'm willing to take the risk. Baby, you got me wanting to cook you that mac and cheese and whatever you want when I don't even like being in the kitchen. The image of the woman you want, I'm confirming she is me. So stop searching and stop wondering. Here I am. You're looking to be with someone who is your best friend, and I the same. We were destined to come together and to have each other's backs and hold each other down, to cheer each other on, to rise to the top together, but also standing apart from the rest. Banquet bashing bandits, that would be us, toasting to their accomplishments and living life to the fullest, sharing each moment hand in hand while brainstorming on reaching higher heights as we grow as one. Years from now, we'll look back at the pictures from our first date and laugh, amazed how far we have come and only thinking about where there is to go. In peace.
That was a very
All right,
heartfelt
Nicole.
poem.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kate, coming right on back to you.
All right. Okay. This is a newer one. It's called KB Part 23. I wanted to stare at you as I stood in the kitchen, one hand on the doorknob and one still trying to hold your heart. I wanted to make sure I remembered you perfectly, just in case I never had the chance again. To remind you the good, or maybe what you might have forgotten. I stood there in the rubble of our skeleton house, just staring to see you one more time. I wanted to really see you. That you that danced so goofy coming out of the shower. That you that only really knew the can as your one dance. That you that wore the jester hat so profoundly and unabashedly. That same you that would take that hat off and look at me softer and like you could breathe. That one you that once told me that I was the only person that you could be your real self around. It's that you that I wanted to see. Not the you that was so afraid to be disliked. That version that was there to please everyone else above me. Sleeping soundly next to a second fiddle that dreamed of being your guitar. No, not that you. The you that argued the things about me that you couldn't understand. I wasn't looking for him. I needed to stare at you as I stood in the kitchen with one hand on the doorknob and one still hoping that you'd reach for mine. I looked into your eyes and I began to sob because the freckles in your right eye are one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. And I knew I'd never meet another freckled-eyed man. And the door slammed shut behind me. I wish you would have followed me. I waited in the yard. I wish you could have. But I knew that wasn't going to happen. So I closed the gate and I drove away. And I haven't heard from you since.
Whoosh. Oh,
All right, Kayla.
such great metaphoric lines. The second fiddle and the guitar. Oh my goodness.
Thank
Beautiful.
Yeah, that wrapped me up. I'm like, what? What happened?
Right?
A lot happened.
Well, since this round has been all about love, this is from my book, Falling, and I'm super excited to just present this little micro love poem to you. This is called Where My Prayers Go. And there is my church, right there in his eyes, all that we came from and all that we will be. Glimmers of hope and beauty in those eyes. I will worship all my days. I will drink from the cup. I will pray at that altar. I'll be baptized in his love, love that washes over me. He is my church. Valerie Louis.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Can't help join in when it's love poetry. So we are going to head into round 4. And PPP, I'm going to give you the stage.
All right, so I'll continue on the love theme since everyone's doing love poems. This piece is called The Genesis. I sat at the bar. I witnessed the Venus star as she glanced in my direction, paused as I suddenly saw Jupiter and Mars in her dimples, contemplating if that was heaven ascending in her smile. She spent a while on her phone beguiled. I spent a second in my mind walking her down the aisle till bartender snapped me out of destiny. He asked me what I wanted to drink. I took a second to think because my automatic answer would have been, I want to taste your temptation, guzzle your glamour, sip your seduction till I'm falling in love and love is warm in my heart. Then I reply, bartender, I'll have sex on the beach. I leap off the bar stool, cool, walk over to you and speak, excuse me, but did God bottle beauty and pour it all over you? We laugh. I ask you your first name, wanting to give you my last. Waves of love crash over this time we're spending. I'm depending on this moment to leave a lasting impression, but my tongue is nervous. I'm trying to get words perfect to match yours, but every syllable you utter is making me wonder. As a Christian, is this what it was like when God spoke the world into existence? Pretty, perfect, and wise? I'd be honored for you to be my wife. We spent forever in this conversation, and I spent forever looking for perfect creation. But now I see the Eve that God has made for me, and she's as beautiful as the sixth day. But this is our first. Ironic, because I plan to take you to church. White dress covering wonderful flesh. I will protect you from snakes and hate. I know. I really need to wait, but baby, this was perfect. A perfect first date.
Yeah, it was.
That's what I figured.
Nice.
Siri even thought so. I don't know if you heard that or not, but Siri said, that's what I thought.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It was. Really, really well done. The alliteration in that was great.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Sister Testimony. You got me in love with saying it now.
All right. This little piece it's little. It's called Celibate Celebrity. I'm just gonna dive right in. Okay. Too mature to say that my alter ego is Nicki Minaj, but trust me, I got the 411 like Mary J. Blige. Not beat for the drama, killing them off like Osama, trying to tell you she ain't your average mama. She go hard in the bed, trust she ain't no saint. Don't do that unnecessary bull like Jordan, she go hard in the paint. Have your knees knocking, jaws locking, looking at the exit sign, there's a line, these boys be flocking. Trying to tell you she's that chick, she's the truth. But she keeps them on pause. She's trying to remain celibate, so she deserves a round of applause. Not there yet, so I stay walking like Mary Mary, trying to wait until the day that I get married. Can't lie, it's hard at times. But like my pop said, it'll keep. But at times, these emotions get deep.
Whoosh.
Nice.
Beautiful lines. Could feel
Nice.
the longing.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. All right, Nicole. I'm going to head right back on over to you.
All right. All right. So this one called Daydream. Daydream. No offense, but I don't feel like talking. Stop it. I'm not trying to ignore you. I just want to sit here and think, reflect on some things. So can you please be quiet? I need to play back a certain moment. Don't be so loud. I can't hear what's being said. Don't touch me. It's too confusing. You got me thinking you're him. I begin to tilt my head. He's putting his soft hands against my cheek. I lean forward to feel his strong arms around me. Leave me alone for a minute. I sniff. I can smell his cologne. It's my favorite scent. I bite on my bottom lip as I touch the dip in his back. He has to work out to have a body that tight. With his hands on my hips, we dance to our own music. Can you hear it? I can't believe he's here with me. I breathe in deeply and release. He begins his sentence, baby, I really, then stops. I ask him to finish, but all I hear is, Nicole, have you heard anything I've said? In peace.
I love that ending. That was epic.
Yeah, that
Yes,
was
yes.
fantastic.
I always like that.
That was really good. Really well played. Kate, let's slide on over to you.
Hi. Yeah, sorry I keep disappearing. Like all of my things are on paper, so I have to like gather them.
No problem.
Okay.
I have a little privilege to know that Kate is the poet who actually has a typewriter and she types away on an old school typewriter.
It takes a lot of time and patience, but for me, that's the kind of thing that I like about it. You know, you mess up and then you start again, and once you actually get it all the way through, you're like, yes, I did it. This is actually one that I wrote a very long time ago that I'm revamping. So this was back when I was about 15. Let's see, it's called Don't Be. And I haven't done a read through of this in a very long time, so bear with me. Don't be the wind beneath the shaft, pressing up against my door, coming through the crack in the balcony door. Don't be the raindrops ravaging the extended portion of the window air conditioner with a loud thunder cracking sound. Don't be the reason the wood floors creak and echo through the halls in the middle of the night. It's suffice to say that I enjoy being aroused from sleep to wonder why they would sound off in unison all on their own. And who's to say what will come of this in the end? I could send this to you, begging that it be our last contact, our last admission to even knowing one another. The very half of me that wishes you gone says that would be best. But please, don't be the bottles of milk left sitting on the front porch in a neat contraption as to keep them from falling over while unattended. Don't be the steam rising from the kettle so passionately as to drive me from filling my cup in fear. Don't be the light from the outside crossing the ceiling of my bedroom like a snitching searchlight, a searchlight sniffing out the fugitives. These moves, this has made our cards stand out, revealing our aces, the very existence of our doubt and intention. The past had bold lines created for me and for you, lines that I couldn't pass with you. For sake of never letting myself in too far, too deep, without the proper safety precautions. Now I can see that it wasn't me that let myself in too far. No, it was your words. Your words that twisted, your words that you knew were enticing, your poker face. Shall I plea with you and bring out the very contempt I keep bottoming out? Because sometimes I think there is still hope. Or maybe it is that I know it's just not worth it in the larger sense of things. To wonder how you keep yourself fit nowadays. Openly, I admit, I know the outcome. I've been watching through all the sweetest moments, and it consumes me. And now the courses of my days confuse me. It is no longer you that confuses me. Now it is me. It's my poker face. So I'm on my knees this time. Don't be the greenest blade of grass, acting so curious and sharp beside me as I lay to look up at the sky. Don't be the erp in every bird's chirp I hear in the morning, singing sweet songs outside my window. Don't be the leaves falling to the ground in different shades of death so that I may pick you up and press you into pages of my journal to keep you forever. I'm inspired in my ways of digression and regression with this. I've acquired a talent in bearing white knuckles. Hold too tight. And I am uninspired by my own regression. I ask you to put me to rest. But who knows what will come of this? As I close with the root of all of your metaphorical transfigurations, just don't be. That's what I have.
Love
Beautiful
that.
piece,
I
Kate.
Love
and sad.
That was a really beautiful piece, Kate.
Nice.
Lovely read.
Thank you.
Just the leaves for me. Yes.
Thank you. I'm glad.
We are nearing the end of our show. We still have a couple more pieces left, but I would like to thank our host, Joelle, King Atterbury Inc. I would also like to thank our producer, Quinten Ford, behind the scenes. You don't get to see him, but without him, this show would not be running. He is amazing, and we appreciate him more than he probably realizes. I would like to remind you that there are many shows that come on this channel. So please do like and subscribe to this channel and set the notification bell. I am Valerie Lorraine, and I would also like to thank our guests, the pretty provocative poet, Sister Testimony, Nicole Brookins, and Caitlin O'Shea. It has been absolutely our pleasure to have you here with your wonderful poetry. And we hope that you will come back yet again. I am going to read this piece. This is from my second book that is imminent. And the book is entitled My Life Untitled. And this is called Why She Writes. And so she writes, tumbling from her thoughts down to her pen, eventually for her lips to send. The message isn't always hers, sometimes fiction or the story of another. She writes. She needs to. The needs of others to read and to hear bright in her soul like footprints left in the snow. There only for moments of the cold. When the warmth saturates, they dissipate. And so she writes, leaving a traceable legacy to show she felt and cared. It started with her and bled out with the ink to permeate and penetrate past simply skin deep within another. Ink and text that made it past layers and days of thoughts, absorbing, adding hope to the imperfections of life. She writes of love, loss, and the unreasonable within the seasons, sprinkled with emotion that drifts as pretty as the chill of snowfall or the warmth of sunshine on the shores. The magic is in the snowflakes, the silent falling snow, or the sun glistening and bouncing off nothing but air even on such brisk days as these. Just as her pen scratches the page with no audible magic to be heard, yet words appear, never to fade. Yes, that is magic to her. She learns with each curve of the cursive what heartache can grow into, that pain can be exchanged for power. Broken hearts will eventually self-mend, that healing happens in different ways. And peace and purpose are woven threads that cannot be unraveled. It is where she learned boundaries and how lessons were her advantage, an ever-winding path to growth. Best she learned her loyalty a strength, not meant to be given until it became a reaper, the stalking taker, killing all within her. She learned her worth, fresh as spring morning air, welcoming warm as summer sun, unique as crystallized frozen snow of winter, and she will be as gorgeous in death as the changing leaves of autumn. And so she wrote. For whom the pen heals along the way was just an unknown, unseen, added pleasure. Valerie Lorraine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Excuse me.
Thank you. Thank you. At this time, I would like to hand it over to our host to close the show for us. And I would also like to ask him if we could graciously get another piece out of him.
All right. I'd like to say thank you for everybody showing up tonight, and also everybody out there in Poetry Corner Universe, Poetry Corner World, listening on YouTube, Facebook. We appreciate you guys, but I'm gonna let my host of I have another show coming up real soon, who Nicole R. Brookins was teaming up with me to host the show with. Can't let the cat out the bag, but she's gonna close the show for me. I'm mute.
I'm saying, I'm just talking away. Thank you. Thank you. Look, at least I was smiling and stuff.
Yes, please. Thank you.
All right. So it's called I Miss You. I miss you. I miss you. And there's no other way to say it. And I can't deny I'm feeling some kind of way. Maybe I was wrong, but I thought you were my ace. Now you skinning and grinning all up in somebody else's face. It's always an excuse why you don't have time to spare. And it was never like that before, but you don't seem to care. You're no longer the same, and it's so different now. I'm trying to figure out what changed and how. I remember you as the feisty one with so much to say. Now you just hold your tongue and look the other way. You shut me out and are so into this new guy. Did you forget who was always there, whether it be to laugh or to cry? You had a life before him and things you like to do. We used to go to the movies, bowling, or even writing or reading a book or two. What about us? You act like you forgot all about me. I've always been here, although you pushed me into the shadows. I'm hurting, and I want you to know. Listen, I miss you. I miss me.
Mm.
Yeah, peace. Love, peace,
Fantastic.
good poetry.
Beautiful.
Wonderful.
Okay.
All right. So that was a great piece to call. I always like when you recite that piece. But like I said, everybody, we catch you next Tuesday. On the flip side of things, click like and subscribe to the channel. One of us as we water you with the flavor of all flavors. Peace, love, and poetry. We out of here. Good night.